Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to demonstrate how to replace worn out shock absorbers, also known as friction dampers, on MIELE front loader washing machines. Good friction dampers will last for the lifetime of the average appliance. Unfortunately, these dampers cannot reach the service life of MIELE machines. Therefore, older machines that are otherwise in perfect condition often show symptoms of worn out shock absorbers, which are: the machine fails to spin dry, the drum bounces easily, excessive drum movement at the beginning and at the end of the spin cycle, loud internal banging, scratches around the door glass, and shattered door glass. A friction damper basically works like a brake that converts mechanical energy to heat and slows down rapid drum movements. The construction is very simple. A plastic or metal cylinder interacts with a piston that is bolted to the machine's frame. The cylinder is bolted to the SUTS container and follows the drum movement. What fails here is this strip of friction material that sits between the piston and the cylinder. A film of grease has a decelerating effect through its high viscosity and reduces wear of the friction material. As shown here, mechanical energy is partially absorbed and the travel distance reduced. Most friction dampers are made by SUSPA and can be purchased online, eBay or Amazon, etc. Alternatively, these shock absorbers can be repaired. Please check my other video for details. Replacing the dampers is straightforward once the side panels have been removed. So this is a lazy way of getting access to the internal components where the door seal does not need to be removed. You will need a few tools for this: a T20 Torx bit or a T20 screwdriver for most screws, a T30 Torx bit for the large screw below the door seal, and a sharp blade or scraper or a Stanley knife. Before I start, I make sure the appliance is unplugged. This is the most important step because it's easy to forget and the consequences of that can be devastating. So next I'm going to loosen the front panel so that I can access the screws that are behind the front panel that hold the side panels in place. So I'm going to use the mechanical door release tab, open the door and remove the two screws that hold the door lock in place. Then I remove the soap tray, and behind that on the left hand side is another stainless steel screw. And now I'm going to use my Stanley knife and pry the perspex for the control panel out. I need to push it down and then over the lip in the top of the frame, and then it comes out quite easily. There's two screws that hold the control panel in place, and that control panel comes out. Next I'm going to remove the caps for the screws that hold the lid in place. So with these screws you've got to be careful. If they turn too much, you will lose this claw because that will drop down in the bottom of the machine. So the lid comes off, and I'm going to disconnect the control panel, and there's another two screws behind that hold the frame for the control panel in place. Then that frame comes out. There's a couple of clips that hold the frame in place as well. So now I can access the top screws for the front panel, and behind this plinth cover there are another two screws for the front panel. They are the two inner ones. Next I'm going to use my T30 screwdriver and remove the big bolt that holds the front panel to the frame. I have to support the front panel so it doesn't drop. Now I can push the front panel to the side and access those three screws on each side for the side panels. So those three screws come out. I'll just gently push that front panel a little bit to the side. And then next I'm going to secure the front panel back to the frame so that it doesn't hang off the door seal. I use that big bolt for it. Then working from the top, I remove those three screws for the side panel on each side. And on the back we have another three screws on each side. I remove those. And now I can remove the side panels. So that gives me now access to all the internal components from the sides, including the shock absorbers. Most older MIELE front loaders have either an RD12 or an RD18 type damper. I just need a 13mm spanner to remove remove the 2 bolts, which shouldn't be too much of a challenge. And now out comes the damper with no dampening effect. So the reassembly is in reverse order. The shock absorber goes into the brackets, the bolt goes through top and bottom, and then I use my 13mm spanner to tighten the 2 bolts. And here we go. Now the other side is pretty much the same. I won't get into too much detail here. Just make sure the bolts are tightened properly. And this is a proper dampening effect. As you can see, the drum movement is very well dampened now. At high speed, most of the movement is absorbed by the inertia of the weights. As this drum slows down or speeds up, the shock absorbers come into effect and reduce the drum movement, and this is perfect here. Thanks for watching. If my video helped you repair your MIELE appliance, then please subscribe to my channel or leave a nice comment.